We'll move on to another area that you write about in the book, which is that African Americans are among the least healthy in this country.
Yes.
They suffer and they die at much higher rates from heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes. Is this also the result of brainwashing?
Absolutely. If you don't care about yourself, if you've been taught, conditioned to devalue your worth, then you devalue your worth. Whether you're talking about homicide or whether you're talking about abuse, self-abuse through drugs, through careless sexual activity, through overeating and eating poorly, it all falls in the same basic category. If we don't care about ourselves, then we're not going to care about ourselves. And that's essentially what essentially happens. We basically don't pay attention and cherish ourselves and love ourselves.
So we don't take care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Okay, so your advertising firm was paid to sell cigarettes,
Yes.
fast food, McDonald's.
Let me just say on the issue of cigarettes.
Okay.
I speak in the book about learning early on the purpose of the tobacco companies' objectives as it related to the black consumer market, especially black young people. And then we withdrew from selling cigarettes. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, but the point is well taken. There's this whole thing called contextual ethics, where you basically talk about what you did in a particular time frame because at that time it was okay. We didn't know as much about cigarettes and poor health in the early 70s as we later learned. It was the beginning of the Surgeon General's warnings and so forth. We didn't even know that much about. In fact, we knew nothing about some of the cause-effect relationships of health and certain types of foods. What is now called technically edible food-like substances.
Right.
Which we thought was food. So anyway, we basically, the whole idea is that we can't expect anybody to be perfect, but what we can expect is that if you know better, then you should do better. At the moment that you know better, you should
start doing better.
Right.
Has the election of Barack Obama as president and the presence of Michelle Obama and their two daughters in the White House had an impact on countering the black inferiority marketing campaign?
I say yes. I say it isn't enough, but it has been actually quite pronounced. The idea of a black man getting off of Air Force One, idea of a black man in the White House with a beautiful black first lady. I mean, we're talking about the leader of the free world. And it's not just any black man that we're talking about. We're talking about a cool guy. And what he is saying every time we see him is that cool is positive. That cool, that being smart is positive. And you can be cool and smart.
Right.
And images are powerful. Images and words are powerful. And we see evidence of that every day in every way. And there is no more powerful image right now than this black president and his beautiful black wife and those two beautiful black kids.
You say
but it's not enough.
Yeah. You say that brainwash is meant to be a call to action.
Yes.
And that Obama's election gives us an opportunity to flip the switch on the black inferiority complex.
Right.
In our 3 remaining minutes, what are some of the ways, your action plan, what are some of the main things that we can do to make that happen?
There is nothing more important in this book than the last chapter calling for action. We have a plan. See, it's real simple in a way. This whole problem was created by negative propaganda. That's how we got to be in this mind state. we have lots of evidence that positive propaganda can work to combat the results or the consequences of negative propaganda. So what the Resolution Project is about is, first, through its Media Watch, understanding what negative propaganda is, understanding what to do about it when you see it.
And you talk about the creation of a Black Truth Squad, similar
Right.
to the Anti-Defamation League,
Absolutely.
to counter some of these negative images
Absolutely.
and call them out.
Right, and the website is going to be the place where that's going to be the clearinghouse for all of those findings. That's one thing, and the next important thing is that we can do something about it. We don't have to wait for big media anymore because we have the tool in our hand. It's called a computer, and we can demonstrate, well, actually it's already been demonstrated, that overnight you can transform images and words and attitudes, and you don't need NBC, CBS, you don't need networks anymore. All you need is a computer, and next day you're on YouTube, you got the Twitter, you got the Facebook, and you can do it yourself. And now, where general media used to be the dog, it is now the tail. It's waiting to see what's on YouTube so they can figure out what they're going to put on their program.
Right.
So we can actually take the lead in making the changes. And we have a contest calling for entries, positive images, commercials, scripts, art, lyrics that basically sell a positive story, and we think that's going to make a huge difference.
Okay. I'm afraid we're out of time. Very fascinating, the
Thank you.
points that you make in your book, and very frank and honest, and I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Appreciated it.
Thank you.
I want to thank Thomas Burrell for joining us today. His book, Brainwashed, has just been published by Smiley Books. For the City University of New York, I'm Cheryl McCarthy.